I don't know if that's JV though, Kevin, because look at all the extras. There's just a few guys back here.
Yeah.
I think they're just
Doesn't
incredible.
look like they got a lot of guys here.
Oh. High School in Wichita, Kansas, where tonight ESPN Wichita and NW Grizz TV on YouTube are excited to bring you Northwest Grizzly football tonight from Carpenter Stadium at South High School. It's the Northwest Grizzlies taking on the East Blue Aces. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve Strain, and Kevin Arkin joins me here tonight in the booth as we've got game number 4 of the season. Both of these teams come in with 2-1 records. Northwest coming off of a pretty good thumping at Capon last week against Capon, 46-14. East also an impressive win last week as they knocked off Southeast in a City League contest, 68-15. That is 2 straight wins for East as they knocked off Capon 2 weeks ago. So these two teams both at 2-1. Somebody will pick up their 3rd win of the season tonight. Will it be Northwest, who is the road team tonight, or East in this neutral site venue tonight from Carpenter Stadium? Well, let's welcome in my broadcast partner, Kevin Arkin, to join me here this evening. Kevin, we're getting into late September now. It's a pretty warm one out here tonight. I was a little surprised the way this day started with all the cloud cover and the cool, damp air that we had, but it's warm out right now as we're about 30 minutes away from kickoff.
It's still only in the upper 70s here right now. When you compare this to what we've had here over the last 2 weeks, where it's been over 100 almost every day. Last week's game, we kicked off, it was in the 90s, and we had very high humidity as well. Tonight is somewhat refreshing. There's just a hint of fall in the air now that fall is here on the calendar. The sun will go down here very shortly after the game kicks off. Once it does that, we're going to cool off very quickly, and the players, I think, will have a lot less cramping up and need for hydration concern than they would have had in the first 3 games of the year.
Perhaps it seems warmer to me than others because I've already made 2 trips up and down these stadium stairs here at Carpenter, which is about 38 stories, it feels like. But nonetheless, this is our Toppers Plus pregame show. Our thanks to Toppers Plus for bringing you your Grizzly football pregame show. Toppers Plus, 333 Northwest Street in Wichita. All these accessories for your vehicle you need. Toppers Plus accessories make your truck work for you. Well, Kevin, as we look at this game tonight, 2-1 teams, as I talked about, both of them coming off of impressive victories last night, although I think in the case of East, you know, they're taking on a Southeast team last week that really is kind of down right now. That was an impressive Northwest win over Capon, I thought. A revenge game, and they certainly got revenge, did the Grizzlies last week.
They did indeed, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the season. They played last week like they were in the form of late October, getting ready for the playoffs. Everything was working. The offense is totally in sync. Defensively, one big play after another on defense. Special teams, you can't say enough about the job that Tyler Smalley has done kicking the football. The kickoff return team has done a great job of containment on kickoffs that don't go into the end zone. And, of course, almost all of the kickoffs are going into the end zone because of Tyler Smalley.
Grizzlies have given up a total of 20 points in the last 2 weeks. They gave up 6 2 weeks ago at home to Heights, and then they allowed 14 last week to Capon. And we'll find out in about 25 minutes what happens here tonight as the Grizzlies take on the East Blue Aces. And East has an interesting schedule this season, Kevin. They've already played Washburn Rural, gave them a really good battle, lost that game 49-42. Then they've got the win over Capon, and they've got to feel good about themselves having won 2 straight games now.
And one of the things that you notice about the East High record so far, They're scoring points in bunches. 42 points against Washburn's solid defense, 60 some odd points last week against Southeast, 30 points against Capen's good solid defense. So they can put points on the board. Their skilled players are very, very good, and our defense is going to be challenged tonight to contain that offense and keep them from spreading the field.
Particularly Rayvel Leak, the tailback for East, a guy you're going to hear the name called a lot, is only a sophomore. But Leak, we're watching him run right now in warm-ups, watching this East team on film, though. You saw a lot of him carrying the football and carrying it for big chunks of yardage. So you talk about slowing down East, Kevin, and I think the Grizzlies, a big part of that is slowing down Rayvel Leak, the terrific tailback who's only a sophomore, for the East Blue Aces. All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back on our Toppers Plus pregame show, we're going to get some comments from head coach earlier in the week, so we'll play that interview when we come back. This is Grizzly Football, and it's presented by Mel Hambelton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hambelton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hambelton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number one, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hambelton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hambelton Ford, experience the difference.
Well done, sir. Okay, these look like the starters. These look like the starters here, defense. But that 7 is out there. He doesn't show up anywhere.
Yeah, that is.
And then look who's back at the 25. His jersey is all knotted up. You can't look who's at the 24-yard line. His jersey's all in a bunch. You can't even see. I would say Ngasa. Yeah. He's gonna be their primary target. Yeah. It's just getting numbers. Jeez, it's so frustrating. Well, yes.
Hi, friends. Bill Knight.
Good afternoon, Grizzlies. We're your hosts, Hanselwin
and Aya Garby. We're happy to have you watching another episode of What's Brewin'.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Hi, friends. Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hamilton Ford.
Training Kevin Arkin as we continue our Toppers Plus pregame show, and our thanks to United States Army for sponsoring our interview with head coach Steve Martin. And Kevin, as we bring you back in now, one thing you and Coach Martin didn't touch on was the one negative that we brought out of last week's game, penalties. And Northwest had a bunch of them for a lot of yards. In fact, to be exact, there were 13 penalties, 120 yards. So there were some 15-yard variety penalties in there as well. It's one thing that the Grizzlies are going to have to clean up moving forward, and Coach Martin knows that.
He does know that, and it's very important, especially the personal foul and the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that we got last week. None of those should have ever happened, and that's simply a breakdown mentally on the part of the players involved. And I know that Lopez was involved with two of them. That was 30 yards of it right there, and I know that Coach Martin had a one-on-one with Lopez and said, you got to keep your cool no matter what happens. And the other ones, the false start penalties, the offsides, they got to clean that up.
And those are also mental as well.
They are. They're just mental mistakes, and there's no reason. At this point, they should not have any of those.
Yeah, it's the early season rust or out of sync. I think all that's out the window by late September.
It is. This is the fourth game. There's no excuse now for those kind of penalties on an ongoing basis.
All right, let's run down the starting lineups now for tonight's game. The starting lineups are brought to you by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue at the corner of 21st and Tyler. Our friend Bingo Brashears is a big supporter of Northwest Athletics, and our thanks to Hog Wild at 21st and Tyler for sponsoring tonight's starting lineups. Hog Wild, don't be late, they close at 8. Here are your starting lineups for Northwest. First of all, the Grizzly offense. Let's start on the line. Jacob Lamb and Dalton Schrader are the tackles. Lamb 6'3", 225, and his senior. Schrader 6'5", 255. He's a junior. Nathan Davis and Alex Herrera are the guards. Davis, 6 feet, 255, and a junior. Herrera, 6'2", 280. He's a senior. Connor Armstrong is the center, 6'1", 255. He is a junior. The receivers, Michael Lopez leading the way. He's the leading receiver on this team. 5'6", 140, and a junior. 17 receptions on the year. Takari Brown, 6'1", 160. He's a junior. He's got 3 catches on the season. And Chase Carter stays in the lineup. Trenton Salisbury is healthy now, but playing so well on defense. He is starting on the defensive side of the ball. But Salisbury not listed as a starter at receiver, at least on the last depth chart we were able to look at. L.J. Phillips and Sincere Thompson are the running backs. Phillips, 5'8", 200, and a junior. He's got almost 400 yards of rushing on the season. He's too shy of that. Sincere Thompson, 5'10", 205, and a junior, 316 yards rushing for him. And junior Jace Glasper is the quarterback, 6'2", 170. He's a junior, 487 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick for Glasper. That's the Grizzly offense that will face defensive East that looks somewhat like this, although we honestly did not get good information from East. Complete information on their starting defensive unit, so bear with us. We'll do the best that we can. Here's Kevin.
And we start with the defensive front. They feature a 4-man line. Your defensive end, Porter Blanton, a 6'2", 190-pound junior. Defensive tackle, Corbin Clement, 5'10", 270. He's a senior. Another defensive tackle, N.J. Nagasa, is 5'10", 225 pounds, and he is a freshman, Steve. Isaiah Graham's at the other defensive end spot, 6 foot, 190 pounds, and he's a junior. Linebackers, Zion Terrell at 5'7", 185. He's a sophomore. Demetrius Manuel, the other linebacker, 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's a senior. 2 of the defensive backs, Cameron Davis, 5'9", 155-pound junior. The other, Javon Rogers, 5'9", 170. He's a senior. The cornerback and the other defensive positions are game time decisions for the coaching staff of East High, so we didn't have those. We'll let you know how they work out as they come onto the field.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Now let's run down the Northwest starting defense. Of course, the Grizzlies go with a 3-3-5 look, so let's get those 3 up front. And a little switcheroo on the defensive line for Northwest tonight, Kevin. Something to keep an 'eye on. Trey Birch has moved from the nose tackle to a defensive end. So Birch is an end along with Caden Ross, who's having a great season. Birch is 6'2", 275, and a junior. Ross on the other end, 6'1", 245. He's a senior. Daniel Gallegos is the player that moves into the nose tackle, 5'10", 270. He is just a freshman. But, hey, the Grizzlies have some freshmen on defense playing very well already, or sophomores, like John Michael Fountain, one of the outside linebackers, 6'1", 200, and a freshman. Philip Givens is another linebacker, 6 feet, 215. He's a junior. Peyton Dean is a sophomore, and he's second on the team with 23 tackles. He's 6 feet, 230, and a sophomore. The Harrises are the cornerbacks. Dontrell on the left side, 6 feet, 185, and a senior. Jeremiah on the other, 5'9", 155. He's a junior. 3 safeties for Northwest. Trenton Salisbury, one of them, had a great week last week with 8 tackles and an interception. 5'11", 190. He's a senior. Ben Heidebrecht, top on the team in tackles with 25. He's 5'11", 165, and a senior. And Quavon Harris is listed as the starting safety on the 2 deep for Northwest. He's only a sophomore. Steve Martin, in his interview with Kevin, touched on the fact that Jacob King was going to start tonight back at that extra safety, that nickel safety. So perhaps that's an update since our last 2 deep. Harris listed as the 5th defensive back, but we'll see. It might end up being Jacob King. There's the Grizzly defense. Now Kevin has the East offense.
And the offense always is won and lost in the trenches. Let's start there. Left tackle Jacob Roth is a 5'10", 195-pound sophomore. Left guard Saran Hill, 5'7", 205 pounds. He's a sophomore as well. Michael Roby, a senior, 5'8", 218 pounds. At right guard, Austin Fulton, 5'11", 300. He is a sophomore. He's the biggest kid on that front line. And Alex Perez at right tackle, 5'10", 239 pounds, and he is a freshman. So they have a freshman and 3 sophomores out of the 5 people on their offensive line. Your skill players, you can't say enough. Deontay Mitchell, he's their superstar at quarterback, 6 foot, 185-pound junior, and he's the 1-2 punch with Ravel Leak. We've already talked about him at running back, 5'10", 170. He is a sophomore, and we're going to be calling his name all night. Your wideouts, Joe Roach, 5'8", 155-pound sophomore. Marcus White, 6 foot, 170, a junior. L.T. Robinson, 5'9", 165, a sophomore. And the main man in the receiving corps is Ashton White, a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore, and that's the offense for the East High Blue Aces.
Thank you very much, Kevin. And one thing that you notice as you look at the roster, Kevin, and then you look with the naked eye at this East team as they're coming out now onto the field, it's a very young team. You see a roster littered with sophomores and even a few freshmen. But the other thing, look at the size of this team. They look like they're younger than freshmen, some of those guys, and I'm not being disrespectful.
Not at all.
You watch this team on film, and they've got a lot of speed, so that's where they make up for their lack of size, but this, not a big team at all.
Not at all. They only had, out of all their linemen that we read tonight, only one of them is anywhere near 300 pounds, and he barely made it.
All right. East and Northwest back out onto the field. The captain's about to engage for the coin toss out at midfield. Let's go ahead and run down some of the keys to tonight's contest, which are brought to you by Central Auto Repair and Electric. Central Auto Repair and Electric, 975 Northwest Street, where they'll give you a ride where you need to go while they work on your car, and also they'll give you a free multi-point inspection with all services performed. So go and pay Keith Dome and our friends at Central Auto Repair for any type of work, and they'll add on a free multi-point inspection just to make sure everything checks out well. All right, Kevin, your keys to tonight's contest.
Let's start with Northwest. They need to continue the offensive juggernaut that has been the last 2 games. Winning the battle in the trenches is key, especially against this small East High lineman. LJ and Sincere Thompson need big games again tonight. Keep the ball away from East High and away from their 1-2 punch, and take care of the ball. I can't say that enough. They need to take care of the ball. They did a great job of that last week, and finally avoid the silly penalties. For East High, they stifled Capon just like we did last week. They did it 2 weeks ago. They're going to need to do the same thing to us in order to stop us. They're going to need to find a way to stop the Northwest offense in order to have a chance. And finally, and this is for both teams, win the battle of turnovers.
Always so important, that turnover battle it is. East has won the toss. They have elected to receive. By the way, our keys to the game, once again, brought to you by Central Auto Repair and Electric, 975 Northwest Street. This is Northwest High School football, and you're listening to it on KKGQ Newton as it's 7 o'clock, and it's time for football on a beautiful late September evening here in Wichita. It is sunny and 76 degrees. One thing that is surprising, Kevin, a lot of times with this open air out here on the south end of town at this Carpenter Stadium that runs east and west, you get that strong wind out of the south, which creates a cross breeze here at the stadium. Virtually no wind, though, here tonight.
You look at the flag right behind the scoreboard, Steve, and it is barely moving at all. There is absolutely no wind. Not going to be a factor in this game tonight.
Right now, sunny and 76 degrees at kickoff. Your game time temperature, and no wind, by the way, your game time temperature brought to you by Joaquin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, where they do implants. They also treat patients of all ages, from kids up to senior citizens. They're at the corner of Central and Woodchuck. Joaquin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. All right, about time for football. East is out on the field now, and they've got their return unit out there. And they've got Marquez Colbert back deep for the Blue Aces, and it'll be, is that Sauter or Smalley to kick it off?
That's Smalley kicking it off.
All right, those two have basically been platooning back and forth, handling various kicking duties for Northwest. Sauter was handling most of the kickoffs earlier in the season. Now Smalley's doing almost everything. But we'll see as the night progresses. Your opening kickoff brought to you by Jensen Chiropractic. Susan Jensen across from Northwest High School, right down from Ziggy's Pizza, does sports physicals for $20. That's it, $20. She'll do it for students all over the area as well. Jensen Chiropractic sponsors your opening kickoff, which is going to be an end-over-end kick caught in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So East will come out onto the field in their home jerseys. Again, East is the home team in this neutral site venue, and with that they've got the dark jerseys with light blue pants and light blue numbers on the dark jerseys, and they've also got white helmets with a powder blue stripe right down the middle as well. Grizzlies are the road team. They've got their road whites with blue pants, blue numbers, and blue and gold helmets. Here we go. The quarterback for the East Blue Aces is Deontay Mitchell, and he's out of the shotgun. And again, we talked about that great tailback, Rayvel Leak. He's off to his right on 1st and 10. First play from scrimmage, handoff Leak, bouncing around at the line of scrimmage. Then he's dropped. He found a little bit of a sliver, and then not much after that. And it was Philip Givens on the stop. He got some help from Peyton Dean. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8. So a good job by the Grizzlies clogging up the middle, because, again, East is going to call on the number 3, Rayvel Leak, for a good part of the night. 2nd down and 8. East from our left to right at their own 22-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Mitchell. He's got 4 receivers, 3 of them out to the right. This is going to be a zone read. He's going to keep it, dancing around, moving out to the left. Spins out of a tackle across the 25, out to the 30. He'll make the 31 and pick up 9 yards. Almost looked like a busted play. There looked like some confusion early, Kevin, before Dean there on the stop again.
He was zigzagging back and forth and had a couple guys on his back doing it and got enough to get the first down.
So we are in the opening 40 seconds of the game, scoreless. Northwest and the East Blue Aces. Steve Strahan along with Kevin Arkin from Carpenter Stadium. Our thanks to Jason Justice back at the studio punching the buttons. And we have a timeout early in this one called by East. Well, it's not a surprise, Kevin. We saw this East team last year get beat by Northwest 56-0. Experienced that night some disorganization. We've already experienced some of that ourselves with them throughout the week, and now 2 plays into the game, they have to call a timeout.
Either they didn't have enough players or they didn't have the right play call for the personnel that were out there. I don't know which one it was, but yes, they have to burn a timeout early to avoid a penalty.
That drives coaches crazy when you come out of a timeout and have to call another one right away, or 2 plays into a game have to call a timeout. But that's the case here, is the Blue Aces have burned their first timeout. 11:21 on the first quarter clock, scoreless. Opening drive of the game. East won the coin toss, by the way. Northwest did not win it and defer. The Blue Aces won it. They wanted the ball first. And so far, they've picked up 11 yards on this 2-play drive.
You know, Steve Martin always says if he wins the toss, he wants the ball.
East with that same philosophy tonight. 1st and 10 Blue Aces. Mitchell out of the gun. He's going to throw a little swing pass out to the near side, and it's going to get blown up. As the Grizzlies read that perfectly, Heidebrecht was all over it. Top tackler on the team, showing why there. That'll be a loss of about 4 on the play.
Heidebrecht read that absolutely perfectly, came in untouched into the backfield and made that great two-arm tackle.
26th tackle on the season for Heidebrecht. Tops on the team by far. And now it's 2nd down and 14. Mitchell out of the shotgun. Back, quick drop, quick throw near, far side. And it's overthrown incomplete. He nearly threw it into the hands of one of the Harrises for Northwest. And that'll bring up 3rd down. That was Heidebrecht in coverage again.
Just like the previous play, Steve, Heidebrecht came through untouched. There was nobody near him. And he was all over the receiver before the ball got there.
Probably a good thing that Mitchell overthrew that, or Heidebrecht would have jumped the route for perhaps a pick and a pick 6. So it's 3rd and 14 for East now from their own 27-yard line. Mitchell, shotgun, back, throws, deep, down the left side, has a man wide open, and he overshot him by 5 yards. Oh, they had somebody break free on the far side, and Mitchell threw it about 5 yards too far, and it'll be 4th down. That's a big break for Northwest.
That is indeed a big break for Northwest. And
it was Jeremiah Harrison coverage who got beat. Not sure if he slipped or what.
I couldn't tell who the receiver was. I'm having a hard time reading the East High numbers.
Well, again, they're small players and small numbers on these small jerseys.
Well, and they're light. They're that powder blue. They're hard, and they're not a lot of definition in the numbers.
The sun is shining off of them as well.
That doesn't help.
Yeah. We do know this. Punt formation for Northwest. Michael Lopez standing back at his own 35-yard line. This is going to be a high twisting kick that's going to take a Grizzly bounce into Grizzly territory, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Only a 21-yard punt with no breeze. 21 yards, no return. 10:24 to go on the first quarter clock. Scoreless, Northwest with great starting field position for their first drive of the game.
Always great to start in enemy territory, and that's what the Grizzlies are going to do here. That's to their benefit, and you can blame that poor punt on a tremendous rush by the special teams unit of the Grizzlies, forcing a hurried kick.
Steve Martin called the first play from scrimmage a touchdown last week. You might have heard that in our pregame interview. It was a quick little post to Michael Lopez, who got behind the defense and outran everybody from there. So it makes you wonder if Coach Martin has any tricks up his sleeve now.
They wouldn't do that again, would they?
Never. That Coach Martin is too predictable when it comes to play calling, isn't he?
Yeah.
We were sitting there talking about run plays. This will be a toss right side. L.J. Phillips. East does a pretty good job of stretching it out to the left. Phillips will pick up about 3, and he's knocked out of bounds at the East 45-yard line. So a gain of, we'll call it 4, 2nd and 6. This is not a north-south stadium again. It's east-west. Grizzlies are going from west to east right now, from our right to left. This will be a shotgun snap to Glasper. Zone read, fakes the handoff left, then runs right. And he'll plow forward inside the 45 to the 43. And that'll be a gain of 3, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. Ball resting at the east, 43-yard line. Glasper out of the gun. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and this is going to be close to first down yardage. It looks like they've got it. That's Sincere Thompson on the carry for a 4 points insurance first down. So the chains will move, and the clock will start once they get it. 9:52 to go first quarter right now. Scoreless. 1st and 10 for Northwest. Glasper out of the gun. 3 receivers. Slots on the left. Handoff L.J. Phillips up the middle. He's got room this time. Burst through a tackle at the 20, 15, then finally tripped up at the 10. Move the chains. Another 4 points insurance first down. L.J. Phillips right up the gut before he's brought down by Omari Wisdom. A defensive lineman hustling down to make the stop. 4 points insurance sponsors all Grizzly first downs. 946-0721 at 946-0721. You can get your Medicare plan year set up through Chuck Johnson and the folks at 4 points insurance. 946-0721. It's 1st and goal for Northwest. The Grizzlies have the ball just inside the 10-yard line. Handoff Phillips behind right guard, surging forward, carrying bodies to the 7. And that'll be a gain of 3 and bring up 2nd and goal from the 7. And on the stop for East was Shine Jones, junior linebacker. Exactly 9 minutes to go, first quarter, scoreless, Northwest on the move. Second and goal from the East 7-yard line. Grizzlies a big winner last week, 41-14, trying to get started fast here. Handoff Phillips up the middle to the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown Grizzlies. L.J. Phillips, or excuse me, that's Thompson on the carry, and the Grizzlies find pay dirt.
And the Grizzlies did on that drive what we were talking about in the keys to the game. They won the battle in the trenches, blew holes open for both Thompson and for Phillips, ran the ball on every play.
What a 1-2 combination those two are. And now Tyler Smalley on for the extra point that's on its way. And it is through. 8:49 to go first quarter. Grizzlies draw first blood. Northwest 7, East nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hamilton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hamilton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number one, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hamilton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hamilton Ford, experience the difference.
End zone, and all on the ground. They find pay dirt a few plays later, and with 8:49 to go first quarter, it's Northwest 7 and the East Blue Aces nothing.
7 consecutive running plays on that drive, Steve, and nobody stopped anybody.
It's how the Heights game started, remember? All running plays for a while for Northwest, and why not? It worked, and they worked it well right there. So it'll be a kickoff for the Grizzlies already for the second time tonight. And it looks like that's Smalley that's going to hit a low line drive end over end, and this will be another touchback. So East so far, 2 kickoff return opportunities, but both time touchbacks. And Smalley is doing that tonight with no wind behind him either, Kevin.
And he's not working very hard to do it. It doesn't look like he's expending any effort on these kicks. He has a very, very strong leg, and he's been showing us that all year.
You know, it's funny because Braden Sauter had a nice year last year. He kicked 76 point-after attempts and made 67 of them, but we may see a changing of the guard here at the kicker position. Little swing pass on 1st and 10 for East, out to the near side, pass caught, but only for the shortest of gains because the Grizzlies read that well again as Peyton Dean helped sniff out the play on the catch by L.T. Robinson, sophomore receiver.
That's the 3rd time we've called his number already tonight.
And L.T. Robinson just catching that little swing pass behind the line of scrimmage, and the Grizzlies doing a good job. They actually say forward progress gave him a yard on that reception. 2nd and 9 East. Handoff going to be to Leak. Coming left. Can he escape the tackles from one? He does. Now turns back to the right, and he's got a lot of space for a little bit. A stiff arm, then Trenton Salisbury drags him out of bounds, and Salisbury is hurt, and Leak is slung down on the track, and then we've got a late flag.
That flag is for a late hit out of bounds, and it's going to cost us 15 yards and a first down.
And Salisbury, this is concerning because he's already battled the injury bug that took him out of the receiver position. Now he's coming off the field after playing so well last week in the secondary, and he's
grabbing his
right arm.
He's grabbing his right arm, or hanging his right arm very gingerly, and he may have hyperextended something when he was trying to make that tackle.
So the personal foul against Northwest will move the football forward for East, and that's a shame because the Grizzlies really snuffed out that run play. Leak started left, ran into a host of white jerseys, spun around to the right, and it looked for a second like he might have some room.
They had him for a loss until they hit him out of bounds.
So it's 1st and 10 for East from their own 33-yard line. 8:05 to go first quarter. 7-0, Northwest with the lead. Shotgun formation from Mitchell. He'll send out 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Shotgun snap, back. Now he's going to run with it. Trying to run left. Now cuts back up the middle. And then the ball pops out all the way inside the 30. East falls on it back at the 27, but the Grizzlies stripped it and nearly had a turnover as well.
Anthony Liggins fell on the ball for the Blue Aces as he came in to spell leak on that play.
That was good awareness by him, but great defense by Northwest, and it's a loss of 4 yards on the play.
Leak is back in there.
Back to the 29-yard line now, 2nd and 14. Mitchell, shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 of them out to the near side. He'll throw to the far side, too high and incomplete. Oh, and what a nice hard hit that time defensively by Dontrell Harris. He came right in and undercut the leaping receiver. I think the East fans didn't like the tackle, but it was clean. It's 3rd and long. The receiver, that's Marcus White, leaped in the air, outstretched arms and all, got his hands on the ball, then Harris came underneath and flipped him upside down and down to the turf. It was a clean hit and incomplete pass, 3rd and long for East. They need 14 from their own 29-yard line. 7-0 Northwest.
Down right here.
7-0 Northwest, 7:22 to go, first quarter. Deontay Mitchell takes his time looking over to the sideline. He's got the play, and he's barking out the signals. Now he's got the shotgun snap, and he's back. And he's flushed out again. He's going to have to try to run and then throw on the run until he gets stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. A bunch in blue and white there, all the way back to the 25-yard line. It's 4th down and a mile. Oh, did the Grizzlies read that well? And Romello Golston into the game. Makes the stop there, and now East will have to punt. Second time tonight, the Blue Aces have had to bring their punting unit on as the Grizzlies really read that one well defensively, that whole series. The only mistake they made was the 15-yard penalty, but in terms of forward progress on a play, East not much doing that entire series.
That personal foul was their biggest gain of the night.
So here's a low line drive punt that Michael Lopez is going to field at the 33-yard line and cut up the right sideline and run out of bounds at the 49, a 16-yard return. Clock stop. We'll keep it right here. 6:24 to go, first quarter. Northwest 7, East nothing. And the Grizzlies are going to have the ball right around midfield for the second time in as many possessions, Kevin.
They're marking it at the Northwest 47, but what excellent field position this is. Another short field for this high-powered offense, just what the doctor ordered.
Only 4 yards behind where their previous possession started, although I think we've got a penalty here because...
Looks like they're marking it off. Yeah, they are. They're marking off 10 yards.
I didn't catch the flag or the call.
Nor did I.
Referee will perhaps tell us more now. Right now they're looking at where to start moving the ball from the 46.
They may have said that Lopez stepped out of bounds there.
Well, they marched it off 5 yards exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 10 yards from the 36 to the 46, 37 to the 47 to be exact. So perhaps a hold. See that often on returns.
10 yards takes it back to the 37.
1st and 10 Northwest, and Glasper with a hard count, and East bit for it. Flags flying everywhere. So they move up front, and that'll move it forward 5 yards.
Steve Martin sure knows how to use that hard count. He teaches that well.
1st and 5 Grizzlies. Glasper back, throws, deep post down the middle of the field. He's got a man. Pass is caught. 30-yard line. Grizzlies have a first down. What a pass into double coverage, and what a catch as well. That was Thompson. Sincere Thompson with a reception. A running back looking like a receiver there. Now quickly after the first down, handoff Phillips up the middle. He'll pick up 5 yards to the 21-yard line. How about that pitch and catch from Glasper to Thompson, though, Kevin? Wow. Into double coverage.
Unbelievable. Unbelievably done.
It was a deep post to the running back who made the catch. Now here's Thompson right up the middle on 2nd and 5, and he's going to pick up, it looks like, the necessary yardage for the 4 Points Insurance first down. He needed 5. He got 5. 4 Points Insurance and Financial Services sponsors all Grizzly first downs. 1st and 10 Northwest from the 16-yard line of East. Grizzlies on the move again. Glasper out of the gun. He's going to hand it off. This is going to be a running play to the left side, and this is going to be Sincere Thompson again. He's been a workhorse today. Caught a big, deep post a couple plays ago. He's got the touchdown for Northwest, and Demetrius Manuel brings him down after a gain of 3 yards to the 13-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Handoff up the middle. Phillips stacked up right at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. Good pursuit that time by East. It'll be 3rd and long. Corbin Clement, defensive tackle, in on the stop for East. He's a big 270-pound senior. He's only 5'10", but 270. 3rd and 5 for the Grizzlies. You would think it's 4-down territory if they need it. Glasper's out of the gun. Now, Sincere Thompson comes up behind one of the offensive linemen to offer some instructions as the Grizzlies get into their offensive formation. Glasper, play action, throws right side. Lopez at the 6, spins out of a tackle at the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Michael Lopez spinning away from traffic and finding his way to the end zone. That's his 4th catch of the year, finding pay dirt, and the Grizzlies are up 2 scores.
They sure made that look easy, Steve. No, the defensive pressure so far is non-existent from the Blue Aces.
And Nathan Davis, left guard, is slow to get up for Northwest. He's limping off, favoring that right ankle. So let's keep an eye on that next time the Grizzlies come out offensively. But what a start for Northwest. 4:42 to go, first quarter. 13-0, Grizzlies have the lead. So Davis still not quite yet to the sideline.
He's really gimpy over there, and hope it isn't a serious injury.
So we'll pay attention to who's in at left guard next series for Northwest. In the meantime, Tyler Smalley on for the extra point. Glasper, the quarterback, by the way, is the holder, and he holds a kick that's on its way and through. 4:42 to go, first quarter. Northwest 14, East nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford.
Good afternoon, Grizzlies. We're your hosts, Hansel Wynn
And Aya Garby. We're happy to have you watching another episode of What's Brewin'.
Hands, and he came up with a big reception that helped set up the score a few plays later. In the meantime, for the 3rd time tonight, Tyler Smalley boots one into the end zone for a touchback.
On that pass play to Sincere Thompson, one of the things we didn't make a note of for our listeners, Sincere Thompson was well covered. He was double covered on that play, and both coverage men were right on top of him, and somehow the ball found its way into his hands.
Jace Glasper threw it right where it had to be, and in traffic, give Thompson credit. He still had some work to fight through the double team, and he did, and made a really nice catch. 1st and 10 for East from their own 20-yard line. Northwest up 20-0. Draw play, handoff, leak, hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to go down. He was slowed down by Trey Birch initially, and then he got some help, and that's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. We talked about Leak before the game, but so far the Grizzlies have done a number on him. It's 2nd down and 13.
And there's where the help came from. Number 22, Jacob King in the game.
Indeed, back in the lineup tonight for Northwest. 2nd down and 13. Good to see Jacob back in there after a fast start. Got banged up a couple of weeks ago, though. 2nd down, 13 for East. Shotgun formation, Deontay Mitchell. He'll send out 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Mitchell, shotgun snap, throws a little swing pass out to the far side. Couple Grizzlies converge, and he's knocked out of bounds. Philip Givens was there. He got some help. It'll be a gain of a few and bring up 3rd down. And it was Salisbury that was also there. So Trenton Salisbury, good to see him back as he got a little stinger on that last East series, but Salisbury back in there now. 3rd down and 6 for the Blue Aces from their own 24-yard line. East from our left to right, east to west here in the first quarter. Trailing Northwest 14-0. Shotgun for Mitchell. 4 receivers, running back to his right. And Mitchell's got the shotgun snap, throws a quick toss out to the left side. The Grizzlies have 4 defenders there waiting for it, and it'll be 4th down. Not much doing again. And it was Jacob King that was in there again.
The swing passes, Jacob King's got him all sniffed out here.
Well, they were throwing to Heidebrecht's side of the field earlier, and that didn't work, so now they're going to the other. So now East will have to bring their punting unit on for the 3rd time in as many tries for them. 3:20 to go and running first quarter. 14-0, Northwest has the lead. And the Grizzlies should have really good field position again after this punt that is away. a low spiraling kick. Lopez, though, a chance for a good return here. Right up the middle of the field. Tries to dance out of a tackle at the 44, and he can't. As down he goes. Good coverage by East that time. The Blue Aces pursue that well. The Grizzlies, though, still have, as I touched on, good field position starting at their own 43-yard line.
Lopez really had nowhere to go that time, and he didn't have any protection in front of him. That, of course, did not help either.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Northwest from their own 43, leading 14-0. Here's a toss, right side. Phillips has it across the 45, out near the 50. He's tripped up at, they're going to say, the 48-yard line, so that'll be a 4-yard gain. 5-yard gain for LJ, and that'll bring up 2nd down. LJ Phillips on the season off to a great start. 47 carries, 398 yards coming in, 5 touchdowns. He is averaging 132 yards per contest. 2nd down, 5. Grizzlies, handoff Thompson up the middle, spinning out of a tackle. Can't go far. East read that one well. It'll be 3rd down and short. Tamarius Nolan on the stop for the East Blue Aces. So 3rd and 3 Northwest now. Ball resting right at the 50-yard line. Northwest moving from our right to left in their white jerseys and blue pants. 3rd and 3. Glasper now checks over to the sideline. Steve Martin and staff calling the play. Nathan Davis is back in the game, by the way, at left guard after limping off a few plays ago. This is going to be a toss, right side, big hole here, and the Grizzlies are going to get a 1st down, and Moritz Phillips out of a tackle at the 40, inside the 35, spun out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That'll be a gain of 21. Move the chains. There's a 4 points insurance 1st down.
Excellent running, not only by L.J. Phillips, but he got some great blocking in front of him to allow him to spring twice into yardage he shouldn't have had.
He had a lot of turf in front of him from the time he caught that toss on a little sweep out to the right side. 1st and 10 Northwest at the 29 of East. Grizzlies on the move again. This is going to be a zone read. Glasper's going to keep it, faking the handoff, then running right. Sticks his head down at the 27-yard line, and he's dropped there for a gain of 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for Northwest. Steve Strain, Kevin Arkin with you at Carpenter Stadium on the South High School campus. East is the home team tonight. Grizzlies will be the home team next week when they host Topeka.
Be a fun night next week. It's homecoming.
Glasper out of the gun, throws right side. He's got his man, and that's going to be a catch for Chase Carter. Chase Carter is knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So the freshman stepped in a couple of weeks ago for Trenton Salisbury and makes the catch there. It's 2nd down.
Oh, they gave him the 1st.
Oh, they did. He must have trickled just past the line to gain as he went out of bounds. So it's a 4 points insurance 1st down to the 19-yard line. Clock at a minute exactly. 1st quarter. Northwest up 14-0. Grizzlies in the red zone now, though. 1st and 10 from the East. 19. Glasper takes a peek over to the sideline. Now a whistle. Flag has been thrown.
Flag go.
Sideline warning on Northwest is all, so no penalty, just a warning. Referee will tell us about it. It's one of those, we'll flag you now, but we won't penalize the yardage. Just don't do it again.
They'll break out the backup coach to handle that problem. He's the guy that just says back up, back up.
The get-back guy?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10. Clock still stuck on 51 seconds for the time being. East has another equipment issue. They had to get a player off the field earlier with some equipment. Now another one runs off having issues with his helmet. 1st and 10 Grizzlies. Glasper, zone read, keeps it right up the gut, thrown down.
Didn't get much.
Good job by East defending that one on the running play. The zone read keeper for the quarterback, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Deontay Standifer, a sophomore defensive back in on the stop. They'll say Glasper did pick up 1 before forward progress was stopped at the 18. 2nd and 9, Glasper shotgun throws. Corner route to the corner of the end zone. Pass is incomplete. It was caught by Lopez, but he did not get a foot down in bounds.
Both feet were out. He had a defender on him, and I think the defender helped push him out.
Of course, you only need one down at the high school level, but in that case,
He
like
didn't have either one.
So the pass incomplete. That'll bring up third down for the Grizzlies. 3rd and 9 for Northwest.
Incomplete passes, we don't have a lot of those on this team.
No, you don't.
You really don't.
It's a unit with good hands, and that one, Lopez just ran out of room, but he caught the ball. 3rd and 9, Glasper back. Deep drop, still backpedaling, still throws it across the middle, and it's deflected and incomplete. He was trying to find Phillips, who just slipped behind the linebackers, but the pass was deflected, and it went behind him, and it's incomplete, and the field goal unit on for Northwest.
Tyler Smalley will make the attempt.
And Glasper will once again hold. This will be from 35 yards, right hash with no wind. Well within Smalley's range here to give the Grizzlies a 3-score lead. Kick is up on its way, and the kick
It's good.
is good.
Wow.
4 seconds to go, first quarter. We'll stay right here with just 4 seconds to go in the first. The score now is Northwest 17 and East nothing. And as much as you like to see touchdowns, I was, when it was 3rd and 9, kind of hoping to give Smalley a chance. The Grizzlies only had to kick 1 field goal last year. You like seeing these kickers with a strong leg getting their chances with field goals.
Well, how many field goals have we had in the first 3 games this year?
None.
None. I don't think we've had one. So
part of it's because this team scores so many touchdowns.
that's right. We never need to kick a field goal.
Well, the other part of it is Steve Martin does like to go for it a lot on 4th down if it's reasonable yardage to get at the right part of the field.
As well as the offense has been moving the ball in the first 3 games this year, 4th down and 4 is a very manageable down for this team.
So it's got to be the scenario we just saw, 4th down and 8-9 yards in plus territory within a reasonable distance for a field goal attempt. That's what we saw, and Smiley looked good doing it from 35 yards. Now he's out there to kick this one off. A low line drive is going to be into the end zone, and that'll be the 4th touchback for Tyler Smalley in kickoffs tonight.
He is consistent.
The East returnmen are frustrated. They wanted a chance to return one, but this one blown dead in the end zone. That was
I'm just
Rayvel.
going to get a rubber stamp for my stat sheet here. East 20. East 20.
That was Rayvel Leak, the great running back that wanted to bring that one back out of the end zone, but can't do that. It was blown dead.
Yeah, can't do that in high school.
Probably the last play of the first quarter with only 4 seconds left. 1st and 10 East from their own 20-yard line, where they've started every drive from. Mitchell, toss, left side Leak, tries to find the edge, sticks his head down, runs over Salisbury, and does find his way across the 25. That's a pretty good gain before Peyton Dean is there to make the tackle, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 1. All Grizzlies so far, 12 minutes in the books. The score, Northwest 17, the East Blue Aces nothing. You're listening to Northwest Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. One minute. A lot of times 1 minute's pushing it with these officials.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today.
7 from their own 23-yard line. Their quarterback is Deontay Mitchell. He's going to tuck it under and run around the left side, steps out of bounds across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jacob King there on the stop. It'll be 3rd and short. Well, the Grizzlies have done such a good job on a Rayville leak. Mitchell said, what the heck, I'm going to try it myself, and actually picked up a few before being popped at the 26.
He tried to string it out coming over here to the near sideline, and the Grizzlies were up to the task.
I think this is a big play here for East if they want to stay in this game. 3rd and 4 from the 26 of the Blue Aces. Opening 30 seconds of the second quarter. Northwest leading 17-0. Deontay Mitchell will send out 4 receivers, 2 to each side. He's got the shotgun snap, and he's back. A little swing pass out to Leak. Breaks out of a tackle at the 25 to the 30. 35 upended across the 40. Trenton Salisbury on the stop. However, way back at the 24, a flag is down where you often will see a hold. So hold everything. The East Blue Aces are coming back.
Legal block in the back. Number 6. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay.
I honestly almost said a hold or a block in the back on a play like that that stretches it to the outside. Nonetheless, that was Marcus White, one of the receivers.
White was guilty of the infraction.
And that's unfortunate for East because they finally had a big play. They had a first down conversion, it looked like, but it's wiped away for now.
That might be the reason they got it, though.
Very true. Now it's 3rd and 16 for the Blue Aces, all the way back at their own 14-yard line. That's about a 30-yard swing because of that penalty. Shotgun formation for Mitchell. 4 receivers, 3 of them out to the right as they move from our right to left. Mitchell, shotgun snap, straight drop, being chased, runs around, throws, deep down the sideline, has a man wide open. That's White. Caught at the 45, down inside the 40. He lost the football, but the play was over, and Marcus White redeems himself after the penalty. A big gain there on an East first down. 48 yards as he slipped behind the defense. That's one that's not going to make Mark Marinelli happy as somebody
blew an assignment on that one.
It might have been a safety because the corner looked like he was playing his own and stopped. Handoff Leak, spinning out of 2 tackles, 3 tackles, hit inside the 40, falling forward to the 37-yard line. Grizzlies not wrapping up now either, Kevin. He should have been brought down at least twice right there, maybe 3 times. Finally, it was Brady Johnson that did.
Well, after all of that, they only got a yard out of the play, so I mean, you can't complain too much about that.
2nd and 9 for East at the Grizzly 37-yard line. First time East has been in Grizzly territory all night long. Northwest leading 17-0. Deontay Mitchell out of the shotgun, 4 receivers, quick drop, quick throw right side. They're going to try it again. This time they do break out of 1 tackle, but not another as the receiver is running laterally along the 38-yard line and dropped between the hashes. Receiver spun out of 1 tackle but couldn't get away from John Michael Fountain. The freshman having a nice freshman season. On the stop, it'll be 3rd down and 9, so no gain on the play. Shotgun formation for Mitchell. He'll send out 4 receivers. Leak is the running back. 3 of those 4 receivers out to the right side. Low snap, Mitchell digs it out. Now running, now throwing. Has a man open at the 30 who's hit hard. Shy of the first down. Heidebrechten on the stop. That was Marcus White again. 4th down for East. They need a couple at the Grizzly 30. There's no question in the mind of Ane Akpan, the head coach for East. They will go for it here.
No reason not to go for it.
With Northwest leading 17-0 early stages second quarter. 9 minutes exactly, in fact, to go. So can the Grizzly defense that has bent on this series not break? We'll find out after this play perhaps. 4th down and 2 for East. Mitchell will look over to the sideline and the Blue Aces will call their 2nd timeout of the first half. We'll take it to 8:43 to go second quarter. 17-0 Northwest over East. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambelton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hambelton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hambelton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number 1, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hambelton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hambelton Ford, experience the difference.
The East Blue Aces, and now they will break out of it and try to run an important fourth down play here. Kevin, they had a big third down conversion earlier, and I think it's another big one if the Blue Aces want to stay in this game.
I have no problem with them calling this timeout to make sure they got the play set and who's doing what. It's a big play for this team.
So fourth down, they need 2. Ball resting at the Grizzly 30-yard line. 17-0, Northwest with a lead. A little more than 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Deontay Mitchell has an empty backfield now. 5 receivers, 3 of them out to the right. Shotgun snap, he's back. Here's a flag in the middle of the field for a hold. Pass caught, 12-yard line. This one's coming back.
It is coming back, and you're right. It is an offensive hold.
The referee threw it and said, everybody come on back. Skylar Topa is a 6-foot junior offensive lineman who's guilty of the hold. So back it comes. That's 2 times now. East thought they had a big first down, only to have a penalty bring it back. Now, the other was earlier this drive, and they still managed to convert the first down on a big pass play.
Going forward here on 4th and 20, Steve.
Yeah, this is a little bit different. And so they will bring out the punting unit because that was 4th down and 2. You're right, Kevin, and don't want to go for it now on 4th down and 20. So another punt for the East Blue Aces. That means Michael Lopez is out, having a busy night both as a receiver and a punt returner. High short kick here, and this one is going to bounce out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark it exactly. The line of scrimmage was the East 48-yard line, and they're going to say the 19-yard line is where this one will go out of bounds. Actually, the 18. So a 34-yard punt with no return, exactly 8 minutes to go. Second quarter, Northwest with a football, leading 17-0. Grizzlies got some help to hold on defense there from the penalties. Now on first down, handoff, L.J. Phillips disappeared into a crowd, then surges forward all the way out to the 25-yard line when it looked like that one was going nowhere before Shine Jones makes the stop. That's a gain of 6 yards.
I'll take 6 yards on every play, Steve.
And when that running game can do that on first down especially, that opens up so many things, like a toss left side to Phillips. Out of a tackle, it's Thompson spinning out of a tackle at the 30, across the 35, out to the 40, all the way to the 43-yard line. That'll be a 19-yard pickup and a 4 points insurance first down.
Three young East High players on his back as he came across and came out of the got into the secondary.
Now this one looks like it's coming back as well, though. Here's the hold. That's going to be the freshman Chase Carter, receiver, working hard downfield. You can't fault the effort there, but he got called for a hold.
Must have been downfield because they're giving us the first down.
Well, and it would make sense because he's a receiver, so it probably indeed was. And now East is wanting to do something, and Ogpon is out asking the referee something, and it might be why it's a first down.
I think that's what he's asking is why is it a first down? And, of course, in high school, the penalty distance is marked off from the point of the infraction. If it occurred downfield and the 10 yards still results in a first down, that's the situation we have here.
So it's 1st and 10, and this will be a handoff, and not a lot this time. Sincere Thompson to the 32-yard line. He'll pick up a couple, and that's about all. Clock running, 7:05 to go, second quarter. Northwest 17, East nothing. Grizzlies will be at home for Topeka next week.
Homecoming, as I mentioned before, that's always a fun night, lots of festivities.
You got your mom ready? Lopez back, deep drop, deep post. Lopez is there, overthrown, incomplete. Oh, he had him down near the 40-yard line. Good coverage, though, that time by East, and it's incomplete. That'll bring up third down.
It was well thrown, but it was also well covered and well defended.
Of course, Michael Lopez with all that speed, but Kevin, he's only 5'6", and sometimes that can make it difficult when he gets that far down the field. Blazing speed, but a small target.
Yep.
3rd down and 8 for the Grizzlies from their own 32-yard line. 3 receivers, slots on the right. And Lopez is the slot man. 1 running back in the backfield this time for Northwest, who now is going to go out as a receiver. And it's going to be a little run-pass option. Glasper to the right, now back to the left. He's got room at the 45. He's out to the 49. Move the chains. That'll be a gain of 17. That's a 4 points insurance, 1st down.
Beautiful run by Glasper and a great fake. Everybody bit on L.J. Phillips getting the pitch, and it didn't go. He kept the ball deep left and then headed for the left sideline.
Now a handoff right up the middle to Sincere Thompson. He's inside the 50, down to the 47. And that'll be a pickup of 4 as the Grizzlies are on the move. Jace Glasper coming into the game had 17 rushes for 108 yards. He's going to toss one left side here. This will be a running play inside the 45, down near the line to gain for Northwest. And it looks like that was Thompson again. Boy, those two are really balancing out the running attempts well for Northwest tonight.
And it gives the defense 2 problems to deal with, and that just, of course, improves our odds.
Handoff up the middle. Thompson has it, breaks free nearly at the 35. He's still got the 4 points, 1st down to the 34. He'll pick up 9. Yeah, coming into the game, Kevin, talking about balance between those two. Get this. L.J. Phillips had 47 carries. Sincere Thompson had 49. First and 10, Glasper here. Play blown dead. We've got a pre-snap penalty, which likely will be a false start on Northwest. Been a much cleaner game in the penalty department for the Grizzlies tonight. That's Takari Brown called for the false start. That'll move it back 5. So 1st and 15 now for the Grizzlies. Clock at 5:39. They'll start running it again. 2nd quarter, 17-0 Northwest. Jace Glasper. He's going to run a zone read, hand it off. And this is going to be a runner breaking free inside the 20, 15, 10. Dragged down inside the 5. Boy, these backs for Northwest, I think that's Phillips. Whoever it was got inside the 5 after breaking tackles about 15 yards earlier.
There's a flag on the play, Steve. At the 3-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, number 16 of the defense. That's half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Amari Wisham, defensive lineman, getting downfield and grabbing the headgear. It's only going to be about a 2-yard penalty because it's half the distance to goal. 1st and goal, Grizzlies from the 1. Handoff, Thompson spun right around at the line of scrimmage and down at the 2. Good job by East that time. They're going to have to try 3 more times to hold the Grizzlies out of the end zone, it would appear. 2nd and goal. We approach the 5-minute mark left in the 2nd quarter. Northwest on top, 17-0. Grizzlies from our left to right in their road white jerseys, blue pants. And now it's going to be Glasper running left, now spinning out of traffic, running to the right, running for his dear life, throwing on the run into the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown Northwest. Jace Glasper with some improvisation there, a la Patrick Mahomes, rolling left, got into trouble, reversed around, went back to the right, threw back across his body into the middle of the end zone. Touchdown Grizzlies, then a very late flag for likely some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct after the play.
I'm not sure who caught that ball. There was a big crowd down there. It was either L.J. Phillips or it was Lopez.
Deontay Standifer called for the unsportsmanlike. There were 2 Grizzlies fighting for that reception. I don't think one knew the other one was in the same neighborhood. They were the only ones there, though. And, yeah, you're right, Kevin. It was too hard to pick up a number, but it's easy to watch Sauter punch through another extra point. 4:42 to go 2nd quarter. All Grizzlies, 24-0 Northwest with the lead. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. there's a scramble for it. Who's got it?
Northwest.
Wow. The Grizzlies go for it looked just like an onside kick. It got through that second level, though. That's where it deflected off of one of the up men for East, and it was picked up by Northwest at the East 25-yard line. So the Grizzlies are going to force East to get their defense right back onto the field.
And that's why they used Sauter that time.
Glasper back, high snap, hauls it in, rolls left, flag down to the backfield as Jace Glasper is going to run for about 9 yards, but
we're gonna get,
you can bring that
lose
back.
10 yards on this one.
Referee threw the flag in the backfield. Here he comes.
Number 73 of the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Well, when big Alex Herrera at 6'2", 280 holds, it's usually easy to spot. That's what happened. So that'll move it back to the 40-yard line.
So that's like a 15-yard penalty since it's a spot, from the spot of the foul.
And when you factor in that Glasper gained at 9 yards, that really adds up to a big loss for the Grizzlies. So they'll just hand it off to L.J. Phillips and watch him peel it around the left side. Inside the 35, inside the 30, down to the 24-yard line. He'll pick up 16, and the Grizzlies are no longer behind the chains. It's 2nd and 9. So a good big chunk for Northwest on first down, but still a little work to do here. 2nd and 9 from the East 24-yard line. Glasper out of the gun. Play action fake, throws right side low. I think it's caught by Lopez, but he couldn't run because he caught it on the turf at the 19-yard line. Still about a 5-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Grizzlies will now hurry back to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 4. Thompson and Phillips both in the backfield. Handoff Thompson up the middle. He's got a hole, breaks out of a tackle at the 15, down to the 10, dragging a defender to the 9. Well, they'll say he was down at the 10, a gain of 9 yards. There's a 4 points insurance first down. Grizzlies quickly to the 10. Now a whistle, and I think East is going to use their last timeout they have. That's their final timeout of the half. We'll take it to 3:57 to go. First half, Northwest 24, East nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. And after, it wasn't necessarily a true onside kick attempt, I don't think. It was just a squib on the turf, but it was mishandled after the last Grizzly touchdown by one of the upmen for East. The ball was rolling around on the turf. Northwest fell on it. Now, a few plays later, they're knocking on the door of another touchdown. 1st and 10 Grizzlies from the 10-yard line of East. Grizzlies can get a first down by just a few feet without getting a touchdown. Play action fake for Glasper. Throws right side pass incomplete on a slant and on the near side. That'll bring up 2nd down. So the Grizzlies try the slant out here on the near side. That's Salisbury, Kevin, who's back in at receiver.
Just had a hand on it, just couldn't haul it in.
Glasper, high snap, hauls it in, tosses, left side, running back tripped up. Not much doing there. Good defense by East as Thompson is tripped up at the 10. It'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 10. See if the Grizzlies don't just keep it on the ground here and make it 4-down territory if they need to. Glasper back, play action fake, slant, toss to the end zone, pass caught, touchdown Grizzlies. Right at the goal line, the receiver fell in and across. I think that's Takari Brown. It is, with his first career touchdown. Congratulations to him. Or Chase Carter, excuse me. It was Carter, 81.
It was Carter.
The freshman makes his first touchdown of his career, and he was jumping up and down. You could tell That was his first, and now the extra point is on its way, and that kick is good. That was by Smalley. 3:21 to go, first half. Northwest 31, East nothing. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford.
I may have to start singing in the first half.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
Is playing again, but Chase Carter gets to stay in at receiver here and just made his first career touchdown catch. And I think that was also, Kevin, his first career catch.
Really?
As a Grizzly.
Well, congratulations to that young man.
How about that? Tyler Smalley's kick is going to be caught 5 yards deep in the end zone, and East's return men still no opportunities to return a kickoff. No wind tonight, so it doesn't matter which way Smalley's kicking it. He's booting it into the end zone.
The United States flag in the end zone is not moving at all.
Speaking of the flag, we'll speak with our friends from the United States Navy at half. We thank the Navy for their sponsorship of Grizzly football. Our halftime show is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. 1st and 10 for East here from their own 20-yard line. Out of the shotgun is going to be Deontay Mitchell. And he's going to now toss it out to the left side to Leak. Leak is thrown down from behind. Boy, did the Grizzlies read that one well. Leak has just had a tough night tonight. Slung down from behind. It'll be 2nd down. And that was John Michael Fountain again on the stop. That'll actually end up being a loss of 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 12 from the 18-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Mitchell. 4 receivers, 3 of them out to the far side. Mitchell back, scrambling, rolling out to the right, throws on the run, has a man open, 25-yard line. He spins out of a tackle and makes his way up to the 31-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 13 yards. It'll move the chains for East. So the Blue Aces having a little success now across the 30 to the 32. 2.5 to go first half. Northwest up 31-0. Shotgun for Mitchell. 3 receivers, excuse me. No, it is 4. 2 of them to each side. Handoff, Leak up the middle. Huge hole. Look out. 40, 50, 40, 30. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown East. Rayvel Leak from 69 yards. And East is finally on the board.
Very similar play to the one that Elias ran for that big, long touchdown last week at home when we were playing Cape and Mount Carmel. He got behind, he just got through the line, got behind the secondary, and nobody could catch him.
And now an incredibly late flag has just been thrown as the special teams came on, and it looks like a personal foul on Northwest, and this is going to have to be unsportsmanlike.
It is unsportsmanlike on Dontrell Harris.
And East is going to line up and go for 2. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So now 2 reasons for Steve Martin and Mark Marinelli to be upset. Blue Aces to go for 2. Mitchell shotgun, 4 receivers. He's going to take the snap and run it himself right up the middle to the goal line. And it looks like he got it crossed, but no signal yet. The pile is still moving, and finally they give us a signal. 2-point conversion is good. Boy, it looked like he got a cross on the initial surge, but no whistle blew.
They didn't give it to him on the initial surge. They had him marked about a foot short, but he never stopped driving his feet the entire time. And even though he was moving sideways, laterally, with the pile, he kept on driving his feet, and they didn't blow the whistle. They let the play run.
That's not bad for only being 6 feet and 185. It's not like he's exactly a big bruising quarterback, but he looked like one there, carrying the pile across the goal line for a 2-point conversion. So 2:11 to go, second quarter. 31-8. Northwest has the lead, and You get the feeling, we've seen this too many times with this Northwest team, Kevin, that's going to light a fire under this Grizzly offense that might get them in gear to get a really quick scoring attempt here, I would bet, pretty soon.
Actually, I think the fire is going to be lit at halftime.
Well, that will happen as well, but I could see Steve Martin and the offense not messing around here and going to the air or trying to make something happen in a hurry to erase the bad thoughts of that touchdown the defense just allowed. Kickoff for East is going to sail over the back line of the end zone. So Northwest now will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 2:11 to go. First half, 31-8, Northwest with the lead. What a beautiful night for football it is in Wichita. The temperature still at 73 degrees, no wind. And your weather conditions brought to you by Waukeam and Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at the corner of Central and Woodchuck, where they do implants and they treat patients of all ages, kids, adults, senior citizens. Waukeam Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Glasper on the shotgun snap, rolling out to the left. He's across the 20, 25, out to the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4. Clock running under 2 minutes to go. Plenty of time for this Grizzly attack.
And they have all of their timeouts still.
Yes, they do. 2nd and 4, Glasper out of the gun. Running back is to his right, and that's L.J. Phillips, just patiently waiting for blocks. Has the edge, 35-40, 45, stiff arms a man out near midfield. That'll be a 4 points insurance 1st down. As L.J. Phillips takes it around the edge and also went out of bounds, which is important. The clock stops.
Nice 26-yard gain for Phillips on that play.
Into East territory by a yard at the Blue Aces 49. Shotgun, Glasper, play action, deep drop, throws deep down the middle, has a man there, pass caught, 35-yard line, 35-20, and down to the 15-yard line goes Lopez. Move the chains, there's a 4 points insurance 1st down. 36 yards on the pickup. Boy, that was a pretty pass. Glasper is as accurate as we've seen him all season long, Kevin.
He is throwing bullets out there.
1st and 10 Grizzlies. Glasper this time. He'll toss it left side. Thompson stacked out at the 15, now to the 10-yard line. Just a little toss left side, but it worked for 5.
And he stops the clock by stepping out of bounds.
Grizzlies doing a good job of finding the edge and getting to the outside. Getting out of bounds as well. 2nd and 5 Grizzlies. Shotgun here. Glasper is going to hand it off right up the middle. And this is going to be a run that'll move the pile near the line to gain. Looks like they'll be about 2 yards shy as Sincere Thompson gets up off the pile after picking up about 3 yards. Under a minute to go now, 2nd quarter. Grizzlies on 3rd and 3. Glasper, he's going to hand it off. Here comes a horse collar as the ball carrier Thompson got dragged down from behind. He was short of the line to gain, but we've got a horse collar. This will be an automatic 1st down. Sincere Thompson had the back of his jersey grabbed and he was slung down by it. Did you hear 97? You see, this is where East has done us a tremendous disservice. There's not a 97 on their numerical roster. We've got several players in that situation. So we can't identify that player. Not that he would want to be in that situation, but still, handoff Phillips, coming right across the goal line, touchdown Grizzlies. And indeed, they make quick work of this drive to erase the bad taste of the touchdown, or at least some of the bad taste from the East touchdown.
And Steve, I give you credit. You called it. Turn around for a quick score.
And doing it in part, going to the air. The big play on that drive was the deep post to Michael Lopez for 30-plus yards. And they still have 44 seconds to spare as Sauter comes on for the extra point. Or, excuse me, Smalley does. It's through. We'll take the timeout. 44 seconds to go, 2nd quarter. Grizzlies 38. East 8, this is Grizzly.
Hi, friends. Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hamilton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hamilton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are #1, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hamilton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hamilton Ford, experience the difference.
Second quarter, Northwest answers after the quick East strike, and the Grizzlies now back up by 31 points. It's now 38-8. As Northwest will kick it off to East. Tyler Smalley has had every kickoff go into the end zone so far tonight. And he's going to try to remain perfect in that department here, kicking from our left to right with no wind. And indeed, this one's going to be 3 yards deep in the end zone. Now, Smalley hasn't kicked off every time. Braden Sauter did last time, and he's had the little squib kick that the Grizzlies actually recovered. But
that's why they put him out there.
He is the master at that. But every time Smalley has kicked off, it's been just what we saw there, a touchback.
Everyone's been a touchback tonight, all 6 of them.
And again, no wind tonight. No wind.
Yeah.
So we'll see what East can do now out of timeouts with 44 seconds to go, 80 yards away from the end zone, moving from our right to left. Deontay Mitchell, their quarterback, is going to take the shotgun snap, and he wants to pass. He can't throw anywhere, so he's going to tuck it under and run. The only place he's going to run is into a host of white jerseys. Down he goes at the 17-yard line. Philip Gibbons, one of the Grizzlies in there on the stop. He'll get credit, at least partial, for that tackle. Peyton Dean was there as well. Second down and 13. East doesn't appear to be in any hurry right now, with the game clock down to 15. And Mitchell is going to take the shotgun snap. It's a little low, about knee high. He's got it. Now directing a little traffic in the backfield. Heaves one down the field, and it's nearly intercepted, but incomplete. Salisbury had it, but it looked like one of his own teammates got in his way.
He got hit by one of his own players.
Jeremiah Harris looked like a defensive back, and Salisbury looked like the receiver. And Harris got in the way and distracted his own teammate Salisbury, who had that one right in the wickets. And then he got up and said something to Harris, like, dude, really? So it'll be third down, clock at 4 seconds left, second quarter. 38-8, Northwest has the lead, and the East Blue Aces will run what likely will be the final play of the first half. It's going to be Leak right up the middle, wrapped up at about the 22-yard line, and that will do it. We'll head to the half. 38-8 is the score, Kevin, and other than the blemish on the long Leak touchdown run, Northwest just about as perfect of a first half you'll find. They did have a couple penalties, but nothing like what we saw last week.
Offensively, you can't argue with 38 points and a half, so there's no problem there. Again, a couple of penalties that they still need to work on, that personal foul and the unsportsmanlike penalty. Can't have those. We just, that's going to hurt us down the road.
And in defense of the Grizzlies on the scoring play, it was not like it was a long, sustained drive. It was one play where some tackling and what have you, and a huge hole right up the middle for Leak. But nonetheless, Mark Marinelli, again, does not like giving up long touchdown runs, and that's one that will be shown on film, you can bet, tomorrow, early and often, as they like to say. Well, this is our halftime show brought to you by the United States Navy. In fact, we'll hear from our friends at the Navy in a little bit, but first, we will take a timeout. We come back, we'll check in on some of the neat things happening from our presenting sponsor of Grizzly football, Mel Hamilton Ford. So welcome in as we get our United States Navy halftime show rolling. The score at the break as we go to a break. Northwest 38, East 8. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hamilton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hamilton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number one, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hamilton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hamilton Ford, experience the difference.
Good afternoon, Grizzlies. We're your hosts, Hanselwin
And Aya Garby. We're happy to have you watching another episode of What's Brewin'.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Welcome back to Carpenter Stadium. Steve Strain, Kevin Arkin, as we roll on through our United States Navy halftime show with this score. The Northwest Grizzlies 38 and the East Blue Aces 8, as Northwest's Grizzlies held a 31-0 lead. East got a quick score, but Northwest answered right back. So a flurry of action in the closing minutes of the second quarter, but it's 38-8 Grizzlies with the 30-point lead at the break. And Kevin, now as we talk about some things to look for in the second half, I think just more of the same for Northwest. So much of what they were doing was working. And we were discussing before the game the possibility of a running clock, because that seems to be a fairly regular thing with the Grizzlies in the regular season. And right now the Grizzlies are up 30, and it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
3 touchdowns unanswered, and we've got a running clock for the rest of the game. So if that happens, fine. It may or may not happen. You never know. And I can't discount the fact that East might score again. You know, that's always a possibility. And if they do, of course, that means we have to score more to offset that in order to get. I don't think the running clock is any great shakes of a goal at this point. I think a solidly played second half is what we need to be looking for.
And if you have that, you probably, as a byproduct, get the
you just might
running
you
clock.
might get it if you play the way we played in the first half. We will get it because the numbers just add up. But I'd much rather see them play good, consistent defense and continue to move the ball offensively.
Well, that's looking to the future. You've got some data there about what we saw looking back at the first half, so
Well,
take it away.
Just a few unofficial stats. A couple of them I thought were interesting. First of all, for Northwest, L.J. Phillips has 122 yards unofficially in the first half. Sincere Thompson has 73 on the ground in the first half. So we've got almost 200 yards of ground offense already in the ball game from the offensive unit. Add to that 60 yards of passing from Jace Glasper and a couple of good strikes in that first half. He only threw the ball 5 times, but picked up 60 yards doing it. Beg your pardon. The interesting stat from the east side. East High has 18 yards passing in the first half. So we have kept young Deontay Mitchell in check. Of course, he was running for his life most of the first half anyway. The real interesting stat is Rayvell Leak, their big runner, big stud runner. He has 79 yards rushing in the first half. But stop the music. 69 of those are on one play. So for the rest of the first half, we held him to 10 yards.
Yep, he is the bell cow for this East team, and we knew going in that the Grizzlies' success would largely be predicated on stopping him, and for the most part, other than the one big play, Northwest certainly has.
Yeah, that's obvious from the numbers. So the numbers do speak volumes here at halftime, and with a 30-point lead, all we have to do for our key to the second half is do what we did in the first half, period.
Don't change a thing.
Don't change a thing.
And stay focused, I think, when you're up 30 going into the second half is one thing that I think is key if you want to
I'd like to
not
take
change
a minute if I can. You know, we're doing this on YouTube as well as on on radio tonight, and the YouTube broadcast is being spearheaded by the audiovisual class of Mr. Shane Monroe, the audiovisual teacher at Northwest High School, and I work with Shane on a lot of projects, and he's just an absolute joy to work with, and he really wants these kids to learn. They are learning basics of television sports production, from running the camera to running the ops board to cueing in commercials in and out, everything that needs to be done. And real quickly, I want to introduce the student staff. It's Jonathan Shue, Pete Oliveris, Ethan Dunwoody, and Naya Coleman.
Very nice. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you to those students for the work on the YouTube part of it. Now we're ready for Action to resume. Your second half kickoff is brought to you by Jensen Chiropractic, right across the street from Northwest High School, down from Ziggy's Pizza. Susan Jensen does sports physicals for just $20, and for students all over the area, you don't have to go to Northwest to go see Susan Jensen for a $20 sports physical. Jensen Chiropractic, you can find them online. Here we go. Second half, Grizzlies will get the football first. It'll be a high, short kickoff returned out at the 10-yard line by Northwest. And this will be a kick brought out across the 20, the 25 to the 27-yard line. From our right to left go the Grizzlies in their road white jerseys with blue pants, blue numbers, and blue and gold helmets. East is in their dark jerseys with light blue pants and white helmets.
And I don't want to be critical of Lopez, but had he gone left instead of straight down the middle, he had a huge opening on the left side. He'd have had at least 20 more yards.
As it is, the Grizzlies 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line of the East Blue Aces, of Northwest. As the Grizzlies, one of the few drives tonight that starts in their own end of the field. Glasper back, deep drop. Now he runs out of traffic, wanted to throw on the run, instead has to run out of bounds up towards the 30-yard line. Touchdown, stepped out at the 29 for a gain of 2. So good coverage downfield by the Blue Aces, and only a short gain for Glasper, Jace Glasper has had probably his best running game, best all-around game. He's thrown the ball very accurately and run it very well tonight for Northwest.
Very judicious running plays from Jace Glasper. He's made every decision correct.
2nd and 9 here. He'll get a quick shotgun snap and a strike out to Lopez on the far side. Breaks out of a tackle. Now he's got room. 40, 45 out near midfield. Michael Lopez has a 4 points insurance first down. All the way out to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 17 yards. So the chains will move as the Grizzlies have it. 1st and 10 from the 46. Now Northwest will go back to the ground. Handoff Phillips, hold, this one's coming back. Flag flying in behind after about a 4-yard pickup, but you can wipe that off. We've got another hold. So it will still be first down. Braxton Hopper, a junior, is in on the offensive line for Northwest, and he was guilty of that violation. Grizzly first downs brought to you by 4 Points Insurance and Financial Services. 9460721 is their number. 9460721. Chuck Yance and his staff will take care of you in getting your Medicare plan year set out. It's that time of year, 9460721. 1st and 20 Grizzlies. Glasper, play action fake, tosses, a screen, out to the near side. He's got Thompson across the 35, out to the 37-yard line. A short gain for the Grizzlies of about a yard. That'll bring up 2nd down. That play well read, Kevin, by the East defense.
Yeah, it was well read, and he had absolutely nowhere to go.
So, in fact, they'll say it's a yard gain indeed. 2nd and 19, Glasper, shotgun back, deep drop, looking deep, throws deep, down the right side, has a man there, diving into traffic, it's incomplete. Oh, that might have been triple coverage that time, and Glasper actually threw a beautiful ball there, a little risky, it was incomplete, and it's the 3rd down.
It was very risky throwing it into triple coverage, but he hit the white jersey, and he hit him on the numbers and just couldn't haul it in.
Lopez, again, the intended receiver. And again, when you go to Lopez, you hate to harp on this, but it's worth mentioning. He's only 5'6", and so it gets even tougher and tougher to drop it into the bucket when you've got 2 or 3 defenders draped around a receiver who's 5'6". But Glasper's been doing it tonight better than he ever has before. 3rd and 19 Grizzlies. They need a bunch here. Glasper drops back, screen pass. Thompson, look out. Phillips, he's got blockers in front of him. 40, 45, steps out of a tackle, surges forward near the 50, but that's all. He'll be stopped well shy of the first down, and we might have our first Grizzly punt of the night. It's 4th down and long.
It is 4th and long, and from this spot on the field, it's way too long to go for it, in my opinion. And Lopez is lining up now in punt formation.
Line of scrimmage is the 48 of Northwest. Nobody is back deep for East, as I guess they want to bring the pressure. Lopez gets this one away. Low end over end kick is going to take an East bounce, and it's going to be dropped dead at the 21-yard line. 31-yard punt, no return. It took a bad Northwest bounce. Had that bounced the other way, might have gone inside the 15 or the 10. Instead, it bounced back the other direction.
You know, when I was introducing the kids a moment ago, I don't know how I could have forgotten one. He's standing right next to us, and that's running camera tonight, Aiden Foles, a freshman at Northwest, doing a wonderful job for the YouTube broadcast.
Very nice. 1st and 10 East from their own 21-yard line. 38-8 Northwest with the lead early third quarter. Deontay Mitchell out of the shotgun for the East Blue Aces. He'll send out 4 receivers, and he'll throw to one of them, but the pass is deflected by a Grizzly, then caught by an East receiver out at the 25-yard line. It'll be a short gain, a big break for the Blue Aces.
That is a huge break for East High, because that very, very likely should have been picked off.
Stayed in the air forever after the deflection, caught for a short gain. 2nd and 7 Blue Aces from their own 24-yard line. 9:03 to go, third quarter. Northwest up by 30, 38-8. Shotgun for Mitchell. Swing pass out to the near side. They tried this unsuccessfully in the first half. Not here. The receiver is free. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Dragged down at the Grizzly 39-yard line finally. And that's Ashton White, the guy we talked about before the game. He's their big, deep threat. A little swing pass there for a big gain. And East is in Grizzly territory. At the 39-yard line, Heidebrecht finally wrestled him down. Now they'll try a swing pass to the near side. Marcus White has it. White dragging defenders to the 35, then thrown out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard pickup. And all of a sudden, East's offense has found a little life.
And they are moving the football.
8.5 to go, third quarter. Grizzlies up by 30, 38-8. Shotgun formation here for Deontay Mitchell. He'll send out 4 receivers. Running back is Leak to his left. Mitchell surveys the defense, and he's going to hand it off to Leak right up the gut, hit right away, and dropped right away. Boy, the Grizzlies read the run well that time. Maybe a loss on the play. That'll bring up third down.
Two-yard loss on that play.
Jacob
Instantly when he got the ball, Steve.
By Jacob King. Good to see him back in there playing well.
It is.
3rd and 7 for East from the 36-yard line of the Grizzlies. 4 receivers set here for East. 3 of them out to the far side as they move from our left to right. Mitchell, shotgun again. Running back is Leak. Mitchell is back. Mitchell is hit. Mitchell tripped up at the 39. Grizzlies get into the backfield and trip him up, and down he goes.
Big sack for the Grizzly defense. First one of the night.
And that will bring up 4th down and long for East. And they're going to go for it. Kind of in that no man's land out at the 39 of Northwest. So why not down by 30 points? Mitchell, shotgun back on 4th down. He's going to heave one down the near sideline. Well overthrown and incomplete. Good coverage by the Grizzlies. That was Jeremiah Harris down there in coverage. And East is going to turn it over on downs.
And, you know, that's basically the equivalent of a punt with a run back. So, yeah, but it's a good gamble for East to go for it there, especially with the score being what it is.
And again, at that part of the field, the plus 39-yard line, you don't have a lot to gain by punting it, especially if it goes, as Kevin said, into the end zone. So Northwest back out there with their offense now with 7:17 to go third quarter, leading by 30 points, 38-8. Jace Glasper out of the shotgun. He'll send out 3 receivers, and he's going to do the run-pass option. He's going to keep it across the 40, 45, out to the 50 to the 49-yard line. A 12-yard pickup and a 4 points insurance, first down.
Beautiful run by Glasper, and he did a great job of hanging onto the ball as the defenders were trying to strip the ball from him as he went by.
1st and 10 Grizzlies. Glasper is going to run a zone read. This time handoff Phillips hitting the backfield, breaks out of that tackle, moves his way to the 45-yard line. He'll pick up 4. Yeah, 2 plays ago is something we've seen a couple times tonight. It looks almost like a run-pass option for Glasper where he could toss it backwards to Phillips. He could throw it forward to a receiver, but he's opted to run for it, and it's worked out well for Northwest.
So far, so good.
2nd and 7 here for the Grizzlies from the 45 of East. Glasper, play action fake, deep drop, deep pass, deep post, pass incomplete. Oh, he had a man down at the 20, couldn't hang on.
Salisbury did everything but hang on to the ball.
And how about the accuracy, though, again by Glasper?
Perfect strike.
And he has not been terribly inaccurate before, but under duress with great coverage, he's delivered some strikes tonight.
He has. He's had a great game.
And that was one of them. Salisbury just didn't hang on. Now a flag before the snap. Takari Brown called for that penalty. That actually might have been Brown who was downfield on that reception. I think Salisbury is still playing just defense only.
I may have misread that number.
Well, that's okay. I've done it before, too. It's an 8 instead of a 9. No big deal. Just want to make sure that Takari's family knows he's
not too mad at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's getting the love he so richly deserves. 3rd and 11, Grizzlies after the false start. Ball at midfield, Glasper back, throws one across the middle. Another one that's accurately thrown, but there was also good coverage, and it was knocked away at the last minute. Good defense by East.
Lopez had double coverage on him again, and as you said, great coverage. They marked him very tightly. They had no chance to catch the ball, and it's 4th and long.
Lopez threw that, or excuse me, Glasper threw that where it had to be to get caught. It was just a great move by the defender who knocked it away, and the Grizzlies will punt for the second time tonight. Lopez is going to get a good bounce this time inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, and down to the 8-yard line. That's a nice roll that makes it a 42-yard punt with no return.
And that's his best punt of the season.
6:10 to go, third quarter. Northwest 38, East 8. And East will have the football inside their own 10-yard line. I'll actually say the 9, so that was a 41-yard punt. We wanted to try and give Michael that extra yard.
It's still his best punt of the season.
It still is. He was averaging, if memory serves, under 30 yards per punt.
He really struggled the first 2 games punting the football.
Dealt a lot with some wind issues, though, as well in his defense.
Correct.
1st and 10, East here from their own 9-yard line, from our left to right, with Northwest leading 38-8. Quick drop here, and Mitchell's going to drop back, and he's going to find his man on a little receiver screen. And this is going to work well, as that's going to be Marcus White out across the 15 to the 20 to the 21 before Peyton Dean runs him out of bounds. But that'll be a 12-yard pickup and an East first down. So the Blue Aces set up their line of scrimmage at the 21. Under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Northwest leading by 30. Shotgun for Mitchell here. 2 receivers to each side. And Deontay Mitchell has the snap. Another swing pass. Grizzlies snuffed this one out a little better, and it's going to be out of bounds. That's Ashton White chased out. Peyton Dean ran him out of bounds. And that'll be maybe a yard pickup, 2nd down and 9.
Ran the same play twice because it worked the first time, but Grizzlies were ready for it this time.
Yeah, more often than not, they've read that little receiver screen pass really well. East did execute it well on their last drive, but not there.
Gained about a foot on the play.
2nd down, we're going to say 10. That's what the scoreboard says, and we might as well. From the 21 of East, Mitchell, shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 to each side again. Leak, the running back, is to his right. Mitchell has a snap. He's going to pump fake the screen. Now look deep. Post. Man, wide open and dropped. Right at midfield, Marcus White had it, and it went right through his hands. He had a couple steps on Heidebrecht.
If he catches that ball, it's in the end zone. Heidebrecht was nowhere near him when the ball got to him.
At least 3 or 4 steps behind him, and with White's speed, you're right, he probably would still be running had he held on to it. Tough break for East, so it's now 3rd down and 10.
He'd probably be over on the baseball field by now.
4 receivers set here for the Blue Aces. 3 of them out to the far side. Shotgun snap for Whitaker or Mitchell here. Straight drop back under pressure, and down he goes. Oh, one of the Grizzlies got in a hurry and knocked him down for a big sack. And it's 4th down. Caden Ross from the outside just charging in. Hit Mitchell hard. It's 4th down and 18.
Punting unit comes on, and Caden Ross made a great play that time.
19 tackles on the season coming into the game. That's third best on the team. Northwest should come away here with great field position. Michael Lopez is standing at his own 45-yard line. And if Lopez is able to mount any kind of return here, the Grizzlies will end up in plus territory to start the drive. The punt is away, and it's not a good one. It is going to take a little bit of an east bounce, but it's going to bounce out of bounds in plus territory for Northwest. They're going to say the 48-yard line, which makes that a 35-yard punt, no return. Clock stopped at 4:40, third quarter. Northwest 38, East 8. Scoreless third quarter so far in this one. Little strange, but you get the feeling where Northwest is right now, that may not last much longer.
Well, not only, I mean, you're right. It does seem strange because we were putting points up every time we got the ball in the first half, and that all changed at halftime. East did some good adjusting on their defense.
1st and 10, handoff right up the middle here. This will be a good gain for the Grizzlies. Sincere Thompson is going to fight his way to the 44-yard line. About we'll call it a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. Northwest will be at home for Topeka next week. East will host West. Toss, right side, Phillips, stiff arm at the 45, manages to stay on his feet, fights forward to the 40, breaks out of another tackle, 35-30, and finally dragged down at the 29. How did he do that for 15 yards?
They had him tackled for no gain. He was down. He actually had a hand on the carpet and didn't, but hands don't count. And then he got up again and took off.
4 Points Insurance sponsors your Grizzly first downs. 1st and 10 Grizzlies here from the 29. Handoff. This is going to be another running play for Northwest right up the middle. Flag comes flying in behind the play.
That's going to be a hold, I'm sure.
And the ball carrier was Phillips, a little slow to get up. So the Grizzlies called for the hold. That's Braxton Hopper again. Having his name called when you're an offensive lineman, you don't want your name called on the radio broadcast.
Unless you've recovered a fumble.
Yeah. And I think that's twice for Big Braxton. But that's one of the reasons you try to take advantage of your time in there is to get some reps. He's not started this season for Northwest. But getting some run here tonight. 1st and 17 after the hold at the 36-yard line of East. And this is going to be Glasper, and this is going to be a handoff. And I think the Grizzlies have Bohannon into the game carrying the ball.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah. Aaron Bohannon Jr., the third running back on the depth chart for Northwest. He is just a freshman. Boy, is he a different change of pace. 5'9", 160.
He's a little guy. He just kind of squirts through there and finds little holes.
2nd and 15, play action here. Glasper throws, quick slant right side, too far out in front of his receiver. That one was off the mark. Chase Carter ran a post, a skinny post, and it was about 2 steps out in front of him on that pass, incomplete. Grizzlies in an interesting predicament here. This would be about a 50-yard field goal if the line of scrimmage on the next play is what it is now, the 34.
They don't need to get all this on one play, Steve.
They don't, but you start thinking about the possibility of a long field goal again if they don't get many yards.
Well, if they could pick up 10 yards and make it a 40-yard field goal, it'd be a lot more manageable.
Let's see what happens. Handoff Phillips. They're going to get a lot more. They're going to get them all. They're going to get a touchdown. L.J. Phillips up the middle from 34 yards out. Breaking tackles again. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Grizzlies.
Well, they got what they needed.
Well, I think somebody said a few minutes ago they thought that the scoreless third quarter was about to change.
Yeah.
I think the Grizzlies just don't go long periods of time. I don't either. Some guy that's probably right about 1% of the time to begin with. But they just don't go long periods of time without scoring. They just don't. 34-yard touchdown run, L.J. Phillips. Extra point by Smalley is good. 2:54 to go. Third quarter. Grizzlies 45, East 8. This is Northwest Football, presented by Mel Hamilton Ford.
Afternoon, Grizzlies. We're your hosts, Hansel Wynn
And Aya Garby. We're happy to have you watching another episode of What's Brewin'.
A 34-yard touchdown run, and Northwest now has their new largest lead of the game of 37 points, 45-8, 2:54 to go third quarter.
And the East High crowd has gotten very quiet after that score, Steve.
So here's the kickoff now. It's Tyler Smalley and whistles. Gosh, you know what? The East return men have to be kicking themselves because Leak caught that at the 1-yard line. He was getting a chance for a return.
Yeah.
But a whistle blew this kickoff dead before it started.
Either they had not marked it ready for play or they're going to penalize somebody.
I don't see a flag, and they're not moving back.
No, they're not. And, yeah, they're going to give it right back to them. I just think they hadn't marked it ready for play yet.
So Smalley was just a little premature on the kick. No penalty there. We'll try it again, and we'll see if the East Blue Aces can get their first kickoff return of the night, other than the attempted return on the squib kick that was fumbled. Smalley meets it. This one is going to be short again. It's Leak out at the 5. Here we go across the 10. He's got some great speed. 15, 20, 25. Hit hard out at the 30-yard line and falls forward to the 31. So about a 30-yard return for East. As Jeremiah Harris, one of the better tacklers on this team, playing special teams, makes the stop there. 2:47 to go third quarter. Northwest 45, East 8. Blue Aces will have the football, first down and 10. Leak, of course, will stay on the field. He will return that kick. He's also the primary running back for the Blue Aces.
The only thing I can say about Tyler Smalley on that last kickoff, which was shorter than all the others, is he may be getting tired.
I wondered about that as well, because there's still no wind out here tonight.
No wind at all. Beautiful night.
Great.
Once the sun went down, it started cooling off. This didn't have the heat of the sun on us. Very comfortable here in shorts and short sleeves. Not bad for the end of September.
70 degrees and no wind right now in Wichita. Perfect night for football. Your weather conditions brought to you by Joaquin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. They do implants. They treat patients of all ages at the corner of Central and Woodchuck across from Bishop Carroll. First and 10 here. A little swing pass out to Leak. Catches the lateral. Now he's got room. 35-40, 45-50. He's off to the races. The 40, the 30, 25-20, 10-5. Touchdown East. On what I believe was a lateral pass behind the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a running play and not a pass.
His second 69-yard running play of the night.
How about that? You're exactly right. One of them was a run right up the gut. That was a lateral pass that he caught in the backfield. And all he needed was, with his speed, to find the edge, and he did, and it was off to the races. And, Kevin, it looked like 2 or 3 guys had the edge, and they had no chance.
It's kind of weird because Leak had -5 yards rushing in this half before that play.
East will again go for 2 points. Oh, you heard it. Personal foul. I thought he said 22. That's Jacob King if it was. And that'll make things a little easier for East. I think that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, so it'll make it easier on the kickoff right now. This is going to be a 2-point conversion, and Mitchell is back, scrambling around and dropped in the backfield. Down he goes, so the Grizzlies hold, preventing the 2-point conversion. We'll take the timeout. 2:33 to go, third quarter. Northwest 45, East 14. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambelton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hambelton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hambelton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number one, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hamilton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hamilton Ford, experience the difference.
Northwest over East as we wind down our third quarter. Thanks to our sponsors for helping bring you Grizzly football on radio. Jensen Chiropractic, Susan Jensen. $20 sports physicals for all area athletes. She's across from Northwest High School, couple doors down from Ziggy's Pizza. Jensen Chiropractic and Central Auto Repair and Electric. 975 Northwest Street, where you get a free multi-point inspection with all services performed. So the kickoff is going to be from the Northwest 40. Hits the goalpost. It's no good, wide left.
Well, again, the 15-yard penalty for the personal foul. You know there's going to be a touchback. But, Steve, these personal foul penalties, Steve Martin's got to be getting a little concerned. We've had 2 weeks in a row with multiple 15-yard penalties.
And as we always say, you can oftentimes get away with it in the City League, but you can't get away with it in late October and on. 1st and 10 Northwest here from their own 20-yard line. Glasper out of the shotgun. He's going to run his own read, keep it up the middle, and he's going to be dropped across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Well defended by East that time. A short gain of maybe 2. Second down. 2 weeks from tonight, we will be at Riverfront Stadium downtown, the home of the Wichita Wind Surge. The Grizzlies will host West. Glasper, quick drop back throws, right side. I believe that's Lopez who's got the catch. Across the 25, out to the 28-yard line. So good yardage for the Grizzlies there. Sets up a third and very manageable. 2 yards needed for the first down.
Be interesting to see what the game looks like from our perch at Riverfront Stadium in a couple weeks.
3rd and 2. Glasper's going to hand it off. Running play, and the Grizzlies might make the 30-yard line. This will be close.
They're short.
It was Phillips who had the carry that time, and he needed the 30, and it looks like he's about a half yard short. I might think Steve Martin will go for it right here. They are.
They're going for it.
Leaving the offense on the field. Watch the hard count, though. Glasper loves the hard count. He's been doing it really well as of late. 4th down and a yard, Grizzlies from their own 29. Glasper has it, handoff right up the middle. Grizzlies have the first down, not by much. It was a running play right up the gut, and they barely got what was needed out to the 31-yard line.
The Grizzlies' superior offensive line got them that first down by opening a big hole.
That was Thompson who had the carry.
And that's where the size differential really starts coming into play here late in the third quarter.
Especially when your defense has been on the field for a long time.
Yes.
Like East has. 4 points insurance, first down. Grizzlies are going to try a running play here. Handoff Phillips around the left side, stiff arming across the 30. Nope, that's Thompson across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of a couple.
Thompson ran 47 yards to pick up 2.
It's like Kyler Murray on that 2-point conversion Sunday. Did you see that? That play took 20 seconds on a 2-point conversion. Something else. Clock winding down, third quarter. Grizzlies 2nd down and 8. That Grizzly first down 2 plays ago brought to you by 4 Points Insurance. 3 receivers here, slots on the right. Here's that run-pass option, and Lopez started to run. Now he's got to back up and pass because he's under all kinds of pressure, and here comes a flag. A flag thrown in right at the end of the play.
I don't know what the flag was for, but
I wonder if it's grounding. Ineligible man downfield is the preliminary call. They have not called it yet. They're asking East if they want to accept or decline the penalty, but it's ineligible downfield. Well, they didn't say who the guilty party was. I thought they might be grounding. The ball did make it past the line of scrimmage. However, Glasper threw that on the run, and there was nobody in the area code of that pass. But he was outside the tackle, I believe, so all that was good. But it was ineligible man downfield. So 2nd and 18 for the Grizzlies from their own 23-yard line. Glasper out of the shotgun, zone read, straight drop, back, has a man, throws a deep post, pass overthrown by just a little bit. And incomplete. That was Takari Brown out there at about the 40 on a deep post, and Lopez led him just a little bit too far.
Brown had a step on the defender, so if the ball's on target, he's going to run for a while. But, again, ball overthrown by Glasper by about a yard, and nothing we could do.
I think Jace started being inaccurate just about the time we were really bragging on his accuracy tonight.
That's what we get for saying something.
Cameron Davis was in coverage for East. 3rd and 18 Grizzlies from their own 23-yard line. 20 seconds left, third quarter. Northwest 46, East 14. Jace Glasper out of the shotgun. After getting the play from the sideline, play clock winding down, and he got it off just in the nick of time. Screen pass to Phillips, who's got a ton of room. 20, 25, 30, 32-yard line. Down he goes. Nope, that's Sincere Thompson. I thought it was a delay of game. The play clock hit 0, but they let the play go, then threw a flag right at the snap. So
this is coming back. I know that.
Yeah, they're talking to an Akpon of East again, so it's something on the Grizzlies. And they're going to decline whatever the penalty is.
Illegal shift. They had 2 men at the same time and moving.
And what was interesting was the Grizzlies took a lot of time looking over to the sideline for the play. Then Glasper saw the play clock and had to run up and get the ball snapped in a hurry. And probably all that time it took to do that threw off the timing on the line.
Players didn't have a chance to get set.
So it's 4th down and 9, and Northwest will have to punt. Just when we were bragging as well on the Grizzlies and their lack of penalties tonight, they're starting to add up as well. We need to keep our mouths shut, I think, is the moral of the story.
We're jinxing them.
Stop bragging on things. Lopez to punt it away. And this is going to be a short kick that's going to land near midfield. It almost hit one of the East players who wasn't looking. In fact, the Grizzlies are saying it did. They've fallen on the ball, saying it's Northwest's ball. I don't think the officials are going to agree.
Nope, they don't.
But it was close.
It was close.
Special teams player for East did not turn around and find the ball and almost hit him on the back. That's the end of the third quarter as well. So we'll head to the fourth. All Northwest tonight. Grizzlies 45, East 14. We go to the fourth. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambleton Ford.
Hi friends, Bill Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hambleton Ford. Are you looking for a used car, truck, or SUV? With the largest selection in the state, you're sure to find the vehicle you're searching for at Mel Hambleton Ford. At the Big Corner, customers are number one, so every used vehicle is checked out in our shop by a certified technician before it goes out on the lot for sale. Shop Mel Hambleton Ford first, a dealer you can trust. Visit us out on West Kellogg today or shop us online at mhford.com. Mel Hambleton Ford, experience the difference.
Start of the fourth quarter. East now from our right to left. 1st and 10 here from their own 43-yard line. Northwest 45, East 14. Shotgun snap here for Deontay Mitchell. He'll throw it out to the right side. He's got Marcus White, and White's across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. He'll pick up about 5. That'll bring up 2nd down. That went out near the Grizzly sideline, so they're going to say actually the 46-yard line, so just a short 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7. A lot of shifting around for the East receivers. Now they'll split them up evenly. 2 to the left, 2 to the right on 2nd and 7 from their own 46. Shotgun for Mitchell. Running back is to his right. He's going to throw a screen pass out to the near side. This is Ashton White. White turns it upfield inside the 50 to the 46-yard line. Dropped right there. Just enough for an East 1st down. He needed 7, and he picked up 8 before Fountain finally brought him down. So the chains will move.
Well, they're getting it in little pieces here, but they are getting it.
Yeah, East got shut out in the first quarter. but a late second quarter touchdown and a third quarter touchdown as well. Now they're in Grizzly territory. 1st and 10 from the Northwest 45. Handoff, Leak up the middle, nice hole, and he makes his way to the 44-yard line. That'll be about a 7-yard pickup. That'll bring up 2nd down. So East's offense starting to find a little life again here in the second half.
Could our defense be getting tired?
I wondered about that as well. We were talking about East's defense maybe starting to wear down, but East in the second half has started to have some success out there as well.
Has been on the field a lot since halftime.
2nd down and 4. Mitchell, shotgun. 2 receivers stacked to either side. 1 man is behind the other on each side. On 2nd down and 4. Leak is the tailback. Mitchell hands it off to Leak. He's going nowhere this time. Dragged down in the backfield. Oh, did the Grizzlies smell that one? That was Caden Ross in on the stop. Back to the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of 5, 3rd and 8.
Wonderfully read by the defensive unit of the Grizzlies. And
no question about it.
the D-line won the battle in the trenches to allow the quick tackle of Leak.
3rd and 8 for East. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Shotgun, Mitchell, quick throw, right side. He's got his man on a quick slant, who's now free across the 35, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. That's Ashton White again. We talked about him before the game as well. He's their deep threat and their speed guy out on the edge, and he caught that one on a slant for a first down. 29-yard line he goes. 1st and 10 East. Blue Aces on the move again. Shotgun formation for Mitchell. 4 receivers. And again, 2 on each side. Another quick pass out to the right side. He's got his man 30. Heidebrecht won't let him get away. This will be a short gain of about 4 yards and bring up 2nd down and 6. Ben Heidebrecht having another night at the office, racking up the tackles tonight.
He is, and he did another great job on that play of anticipating where the ball was going to go.
2nd down and 7. Mitchell out of the gun. 4 receivers again, 2 to each side. Handoff Leak up the middle. Leak is wrapped up and dragged down by 3. Jacob King was the first one in there. He wrapped up around the ankles, then 2 others got there to help. It's 3rd down and short.
Still got 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, King wrapped him up, but then Leak twisted and fell forward and then got hit by defenders falling forward for a little push. You're right. 3rd down and 4 from the Grizzly 23. We're approaching the 8-minute mark left in the game. Northwest 45, East 14. 3rd down and 4 for the Blue Aces here. This time East will go with 4 receivers, but 3 out to the near side. And Mitchell's going to go drop back, quick drop, throws right side, pass caught Marcus White. Right at the line to gain, plus a yard. Dropped right there, he'll have a 1st down. Good route by White, as he got just enough for the needed yardage, and then Peyton Dean was there to stop him. So 1st down and 10 for East. Moving their way to the Grizzly 18-yard line. 4 receivers set again, and again 3 of them out to the left side. Mitchell back, rolling out to the right, throws to the right, low and complete. Oh, he had a man in the flats who, if the throw was on the money, would be running free into the end zone easily, but it was too low and incomplete.
A break for Northwest because they had a receiver totally uncovered.
That was actually Leak, the running back, who did that out of the backfield, Kevin. He slipped in behind the front line for Northwest and
how could you leave Leak uncovered?
had a lot of space. 4 receivers here for East on 2nd and 10. Mitchell, low snap, has to dig it out of the turf, throws near side, and it's going to be caught by White. He's hit right away. Then 3 or 4 Grizzlies converge. Philip Givens was one of them, and they throw him backwards, but forward progress will net the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. Don't think there's any doubt. East will not be attempting field goals here.
On this drive, White, 6 catches.
Wow.
We said he was their main man on the pass play.
Yes, he is. 7 minutes left in the game. Northwest up 45-14. 3rd down and 7 for East here. From our right to left go the Blue Aces. Mitchell, shotgun, throws, deep corner route to the end zone, and the pass is overthrown and incomplete. He had a man at the back right corner of the end zone, but it was well covered by Northwest. And then the pass on top of that was overthrown. And Dontrell Harris is limping back to the huddle for Northwest. Looks like he's all right. He's going to walk it off. Good coverage by Harris applied as well, though.
He went down hard on that tackle, Steve, and may have bumped his hip a little bit.
So 4th down and 7, and again, East will be going for it. 6:45 left in the game. Northwest up 45-14.
No reason for him not to.
4 receivers for East, 3 of them to the right side. Mitchell running back to his left, has the snap, deep drop. Now he's flushed out, rolling right.
There's a hold.
Flag in the backfield. He'll throw to the near side. He's got Leak wide open at the 15. Moves all the way from left to the middle of the field to the 5 where he's dropped. It would be a 1st down, but this one is coming way back. The penalty marker's all the way back at the 28-yard line. Now watch this, Kevin. The line of scrimmage would have been the 4. Let's see where this one winds up. Alex Perez is number 51, guilty of the hold. So the line of scrimmage would have been a 1st and goal from the 4. They did have enough for the 1st down. Instead, it's at the 37. So how about that? A 33-yard net loss on the penalty.
And it's still 4th down out of all this.
Oh, you're right.
It's 4th down and a mile.
29 to be exact.
And they're going for it, or are they?
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout, and they're going to talk
They're
about
talk that one over.
Yeah.
What's in your playbook for 4th and 29?
Good question. 45-14 will take the timeout too. Grizzlies leading 45-14. Midway through the 4th, this is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. On, who's had a pretty busy night tonight, and it's about to get just a little bit busier. Kevin, I talked about 2 weeks from tonight, the Grizzlies will play West, and if you haven't heard, folks, that game will be at Riverfront Stadium, home of the Wichita Wind Surge, downtown. It's going to be a lot of fun, so we're looking forward to that. Nope, I thought that Liggins, the punter, was on, but it's not. It's going to be the quarterback out of the shotgun, Mitchell, on 4th down and 29. Back, scrambling, just throws up a prayer toward the goal line, and it's going to be intercepted. And taking a knee right as he caught it was Trenton Salisbury, who just turned into the interception leader for Northwest as he picked up his 2nd interception of the season in as many weeks.
And that's the first turnover of the game by either team.
How about that? For all the possessions we've had in this one.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's a shame his knee was on. He had to stretch to get the ball. And
he did.
His knee scraped the ground as he did so. And, of course, that makes the play dead at that spot.
What a find Trenton Salisbury has turned into defensively.
So this is the worst field position of the night for the Northwest at their own 3.
See if they can engineer about a 6-yard drive right here. Nope, Glasper wants a lot. Drops back into the end zone. Has a man.
Gosh.
Pass is caught. 40, 50, 40. That's Takari Brown to the 30, the 20, 10. Dragged out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Ripped that one off as our gem of the game. Takari Brown near one end zone. Tackled at the other. It's 1st and goal, Grizzlies. From 1-3 to the other 7.
Wow.
90 yards. And it was another beautifully thrown pass on just a straight fly pattern by Brown. Streaking down the near sideline, caught it in stride. Just didn't quite win the foot race to the end zone. 1st and goal, Grizzlies from the 7, from our left to right. Glasper is going to hand it off. Sincere Thompson. Thompson piling his way into the 5-yard line. He'll pick up 2. Well, I was just about to say, Kevin, how about a 6-minute drive here and just bleed this?
We're not going to get that.
What's Jace Glasper do? He drops back 5 yards deep in the end zone, heaves a fly pattern pass, beautifully caught in stride near midfield, and Takari Brown nearly took it to the house.
Oh, that'll pad both of their stats.
That's right. That's got to be career longs for both. Glasper passing and Takari Brown for a reception. 2nd and goal from the 5. Handoff Thompson started in the middle, coming right now to the 2, to the 1. He crosses. Touchdown Grizzlies. Sincere Thompson from 5 yards out. And the Grizzlies have hit 50. It's 51-14.
No question about the outcome here of this contest, Steve, and it's good to see a variety of offensive plays being used by the Grizzlies here tonight against what's pretty good defense, believe it or not. I know it doesn't look like that when you put 50 points up, but.
Well, and the thing that I hope you'll talk about with Steve Martin next week is just the development of Jace Glasper as a thrower.
Yes, he has been awesome tonight.
We have really seen, I think, his breakout game as a passer. Extra point is on its way, and it's good. We'll take the timeout. 5:21 to go, 4th quarter. Northwest 51, East 14. This is Grizzly football presented by Mel Hambelton Ford.
You need to correct the score when you
I said 51, yeah. Left 4th quarter. Hey, it's legal now.
There you go.
All right, it'll be a kickoff for the Grizzlies, again, from our left to right Northwest. I'm anxious to see the amenities for our broadcast situation at Riverfront Stadium as well.
I am looking forward to that night.
2 weeks from tonight, Northwest will be playing West. Northwest will be the home team at Riverfront Stadium downtown. Our friends at Mel Hambelton Ford also very instrumental in sponsoring those festivities. Here to Leak, he's going to return this kick. He's out across the 10, the 15, dragged out of bounds, carrying a man with him out across the 17, 18-yard line. I think that's Jacob King hustling on special teams.
And they're giving him the 19 for a start.
5:13 on the 4th quarter clock. Northwest leading 52-14. Topeka, though, next week for the Grizzlies. Then they'll take on West at Riverfront Stadium.
I've not
on the
researched
14th.
it, but I don't know when we played Topeka last, if ever.
They're 0-3 coming into the night. I can tell you that. They're not off to a great start to the season. It's actually, and I beg your pardon, it's about 2 weeks from tonight, Topeka, then South, then West, I should say. This is going to be a running play to the right and stacked up. I beg your pardon, Kevin. It's 2 weeks from night. We're going to be here to play South.
Right, and then we play
3 weeks
at Riverfront the week after that.
3 weeks from tonight.
That is correct.
Yes. So we get to walk these stairs again. East, by the way, lost a yard on that running play. It's 2nd and 11. Yeah. I think rather than leave here tonight, I'm just going to stay here and save my
Easier
legs.
than walking the steps again.
You know, and it's not the. I had a birthday yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
so
happy birthday!
Thank you. Starting to feel it, I
I tell
guess.
you that earlier on the air, and yeah.
I didn't get winded coming up these steps, but I didn't have any legs left. They were like Jell-O for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I had the same problem when I came up, and I've come up twice.
Here's another lateral pass to Leak. This time he's not going to break away from the would-be tackler who did make the tackle. As the Grizzlies saw that one coming, I think that was Golston who made the stop. It was Quavon Harris, excuse me. Good tackle by Harris, wrapping up. Another sophomore getting it done defensively for Northwest.
No gain on that one. And clock running 3rd and long. This is just what the doctor